we're going to take some time next to examine regression. Specifically, we're going to look at three different things. First of all, we're going to talk about what are best fit lines. What's the procedure for regression that we use to find a best fit line? And lastly, how is the graphing calculator used? What you see in the two different graphs here, we'll call this one graph 1 and this one down here graph 2, are scatter plots with lots of different lines going through the data. If we talk about putting a line through data that best fits it, some people may not always pick the same line. Now, clearly it looks like there's a best choice for these lines. So let's look at number 1. If we were going to pick one of those colored lines that is the best fit, I think we would probably go with the blue line because it tends to have the same slope and overall shape of that data. If we look at the second graph of Carbon County, Utah, I think we'd probably say the same thing, that the blue line probably best fits that data. So what does it mean to be a best fit line? If we have a line that best fits the data, then the distance from each point to that line should be cumulatively small. We want the line that has that smallest cumulative distance. So if I put a line on here instead that did something like this, well then this point down here is really far away from that line, as is this point here is really far away from that line. So notice that the red line really keeps all those points pretty tightly close to it. So suppose you were given some data. In this problem here, we're looking at the relationship between fat grams and the total calories in fast food. And we're trying to determine, is there actually a relationship between fat grams and the total calories in fast food? I want to walk you through how you would do this on the graphing calculator. So if you need to, I want you to pause this video as I talk you through it. And I want you to be entering the data as you go. So to enter data into the calculator to get a scatter plot and then a line of best fit, you're going to place the data into L1 and L2. You get to that by pushing the Stat button that you see on your calculator and then hitting Enter because the number 1 that says Edit defaults. You're going to list the data for the total fat into L1 and the total calories into L2. You can see from the screenshot here that we've already started to do that. Next, you have to make sure that you are ready to actually make a scatter plot. So you have to tell the calculator, yeah, we're making a plot and not just a line. So you're going to hit second stat plot and you're going to see the screen that's over here on the right-hand side. And you want to make sure that the choices that you see here are also selected on your graphing calculator. Once you have all of those set, you're going to hit zoom and the number 9. And the graph that you see there to the left is going to show up on your screen. The calculator will actually determine the line of best fit for you. So your keystrokes are to hit Stat, and then you need to arrow over so that the word Calculate is highlighted. And that's the screen that you see here. You're going to scroll down with your down arrow till the number 4 is highlighted, and then you're going to hit Enter. After you hit Enter, you're immediately going to type in L1, comma, L2, comma, and Y1. And the directions below in the parentheses say that Y1 comes from going to vars, yvars, number function, and Y1, and then it will come up. So now you have the values of A and B that you're going to need to write the equation of the line of best fit. By typing in that Y1 variable, it has automatically popped the line of best fit into Y equals on your graphing calculator. So if you simply hit graph, the line of best fit's gonna show up through those points. You use that line of best fit to make predictions. So you can see the question down here is predict the total calories based upon 22 grams of fat. So there's two ways that you can do that. If you're on the graphing calculator, you can hit trace and the up arrow and type the desired value that you want. So you would type in 22 and it would take you to that and you would see 451.940 calories approximately. You can also use the equation that you found. So if we want to make a prediction for y, we'll plug in 22 up here into this equation for the variable x. I want you to try one. So what I want you to do is create a scatter plot for the years since 2000 and the income taking place during those years. So into L1 is going to go the years since 2000, and into L2 you're going to enter the income. So if I'm talking years since 2000, I'm going to enter 10, 15, 20, etc. I want you to use your graphing calculator and get the scatter plot for this and also get the line of best fit. Few more reminders of the keystrokes before I give you some time to do this on your own. Stat, enter, put your data into L1 and L2. Go back to stat, arrow to the right so that calculate is highlighted. Scroll down to the number 4 so that it's highlighted and hit enter. Now you've got to tell the calculator that it's coming from L1, L2, and to put that line into Y. So you're going to hit second 1, that's what pops up L1. The comma is located just to the right of x squared. Second 2, that pops up L2, need that comma again, and then hit the vars button, which is just to the left of the clear button, arrow right to Y vars, hit enter. You'll see Y1 is number 1, hit enter, and then when you hit enter the last time, you're going to get the values of A, B, R squared, and R, and that equation's going to automatically pop into Y equals. Just as a reminder, once you have that equation, you're going to oftentimes be asked to use that equation to make a prediction. All you need to do at that point is plug the value into your given equation. Let's have you try one more.